What's the biggest bullet you've dodged? I was 22, broke as hell, barely hanging on. I was juggling 2 jobs just to stay in college. Days at this tiny bookstore near campus that smelled like old paper and burnt coffee. Nights flipping burgers at this greasy fast food joint where the fryer never quite worked right. I was living off ramen, running on caffeine, but somehow I was making it work. Every Tuesday and Thursday night I had this advanced psychology class from 8 to 10 p.m. Total snooze fest. Boring professor. Tiny, stuffy classroom. But I needed those credits. I always sat in the same spot, back row, third from the left, mostly because I was exhausted and sometimes nodded off after working 12-hour days. That Friday, my coworker Jake begged me to cover his closing shift. His girlfriend had some family emergency thing and he swore she'd kill him if he bailed. I didn't want to. I had class, but he looked desperate, and I needed the $40. Textbooks don't buy themselves. So I texted my study buddy Amy to let her know I wouldn't be in class, threw on my grease-stained uniform and spent the night shoving burgers at drunk college kids who wanted curly fries at midnight instead of learning about cognitive behavioral therapy. I woke up Saturday to 47 missed calls. My phone was blowing up. Messages from Amy, my mom, unknown numbers. My heart was already pounding before I even opened one. There had been a shooting at my school, in my classroom, during my class. Some guy who'd been expelled the previous semester came back Thursday night with a gun, walked into that psychology class and opened fire. 3 students died. 5 more were in the hospital. Amy called me crying so hard she could barely speak. She said the first shots hit the back row, my seat. Some kid named Trevor had taken it that night. He didn't make it. I just sat on my bed, still smelling like fry grease, phone buzzing in my hand, staring at the wall. That stupid uniform was still draped over the chair in the corner. That greasy, burnt-smelling uniform might have saved my life if Jake hadn't begged, if I hadn't needed that extra $40, if I'd gone to class like always. Trevor died in my seat because I couldn't afford to skip work. It wasn't even survivor's guilt exactly. It was something deeper, like I'd cheated the system, like poverty saved me, and that felt wrong. I couldn't eat for days, couldn't sleep, just kept replaying every detail, how close I came, how random it all was. One small change, and I'd have been there. I'd have been him. The memorial service was huge. I sat in the back, like always, watched Trevor's mom speak through tears about how passionate he was about psychology, how he wanted to help people with trauma someday. I wanted to walk up and say something, anything. I'm sorry your son died in my chair, but what do you even do with that? Instead of falling apart, I got pissed at the shooter, at the school for having no real security, at how easy it was for this to happen. So I started showing up, organizing campus safety meetings, fundraisers for the victims' families, pushing the administration non-stop. And little by little, changes came. Metal detectors, better parking lot lighting, emergency alert systems, small stuff, but maybe enough. It was the only thing that made sense anymore. The only way I could process what happened. The only way I could live with being the guy who wasn't there. I still have that old burger uniform, hanging in my closet, still unwashed.